Here, co-creator of NextLevelGuitar.com. Hope all's going well, and I hope your guitar journey is going famously. And today we're going to review the Reed Smith Archon 112 combo amp. Now this is a low watt, made in the USA, high gain, all tube amplifier with 2 independent channels, and it's part of the Archon line from Reed Smith. So you can get it like this one in a 112 combo configuration. It also comes in a 50 watt 112 combo, or a 50 watt head or 100 watt head. So you have some choices as far as configuration. This amp has 2 independent channels, what they call a lead channel and a clean channel. So you can get some really decent clean tones as well as some very high gain modern sounds out of this amp, and some in-between sounds. So it's a very versatile amp. It's a great sounding amp at lower volume levels. And it does have a power down switch in the back, so you could actually even cut the power in half down to 13 watts. And it sounds really good, like for bedroom practice, right? And it's a really great amp for recording too, because it sounds really good at low volume. So that's what I use it for a lot, like in studio recording. Made in the United States. I'm going to go over all the specs, and we're going to check it out, and lots of playing examples. If you get a second, please subscribe to the channel. You know, subscribing to the channel, that really helps us to keep bringing the content. Put a comment in the comment box below. Let us know what other reviews you'd like, or let us know what other guitar lessons you'd like to see, what you like, what you don't like. Let us know. I might have missed something about this amp. Let us know how you're using it and how you like it. Put a comment below, and also if you like the video, give it a like, click the thumbs up. That really helps us, and we so appreciate it. This has 2 independent channels. They call them lead and clean. So basically it's one very clean channel that pretty much stays clean throughout the volume ranges, and then they have what they call the lead channel, which is where you get all your distorted tones. Now each channel has a volume, treble, mid, bass, and master volume control, and then there's also a global presence and a depth control for added tone shaping. And then also on the front panel, you have your on-off and standby switch. And on the back panel, you have your effects loop, and it's quite a good effects loop. It's pretty transparent. You also have your half power switch. You also have external jacks to set the bias on the amp, which is really nice. And I don't know of many amps that have this feature. So basically, when you retube the amp and put in new power tubes, you always want to get your amp biased, right? Kind of like sets the idle speed. Those actual connection points, those jacks, are accessible from the back panel, which is nice, so you don't have to remove the amp chassis. It also has your external speaker jack in case you want to add another speaker, and it has your impedance selection for your speaker, 4, 8, and 16 ohms. The amp runs off of 2 5881 power output tubes and 6 12AX7 preamp tubes. The speaker is a G12 75T, so it's a 75 watt 12-inch Celestion speaker. The cabinet is birch plywood, and the amp weighs about 34 pounds, so it's pretty portable. Another nice feature is the amp comes with a 2-button foot switch, and this foot switch controls the channel between the lead and clean, and also turns the effects loop off and on. And I'll give you a little pic of the innards of the amp, and they do some kind of nice things on this amp. They use an aluminum heavy-duty chassis for strength and also for light weight. They use robust PC boards with some extensive hand-wired construction, chassis-mounted Belton tube sockets, and high-quality alpha pots. And I'm sure all these things contribute to the fact that, surprisingly, I found for an amp with a lot of gain, there's very little hiss. There is some noise, and you know, you're just going to get that. When you have a lot of distortion, a lot of gain, whether coming from pedals or from an amp, you're going to get some noise. In this amp, you have some, but again, it's not as much as I thought it was going to be. And I think this amp is built very well. It's very solid. You could tell when you pick it up and move it around. I mean, it's just a well-made, like, you know, most Reed Smith gear. It's very well made, attention to detail. And because you get so much modern high gain tones out of this amp, if you're a rock player or maybe hard rock or the metal player or something, this is an amp that may especially be for you. These amps new go for about $1,350, $1,400 brand new, but I got mine used on my local Craigslist for $800, which is a killer deal, and I see them on Reverb for anywhere $800, $900 and up. So if you could score one of these for $800, $900, I think it's a great deal. It's a lot of bang for the buck considering you get 2 independent channels, all tube, made in the USA, with the foot switch, with an effects loop, and a lot of gain, great dirty distortion sounds and tones, and good clean sounds too. I think it's a great bang for the buck. I'm going to play without a jam track, and then intro and outro of the video I'll put it over a jam track so you can see how it cuts through. This guitar I use is a 1996 Gibson Les Paul Standard Limited Edition, and for this, for all of the playing, I'm going to plug into the front of the amp, so guitar right to the front of the amp, and then in the effects loop, I'm going to have a Keeley Caverns pedal. Now, and I'll tell you when I turn that on and off, because that's going to provide some reverb when I want it, and also that pedal will also provide some delay when I'll use that too, so you'll hear how the amp will take some pedals in the effects. So I have the amp on the clean channel, and we're going to start with the back pickup, and I'll just play a little bit so you can check it out. Now this is completely dry, just straight into the amp, no effects, nothing. Switch up to both pickups. Completely dry. The amp has some decent clean tones. Now let's add the Keeley Caverns reverb pedal. Just a little bit of reverb in there. Check out some sounds on the lead channel, and that's where all the distorted tones you'll find. And right now I don't have a tremendous amount of gain. Maybe we're up at like 8:30, 9 o'clock, maybe just dial back the volume on your guitar, and the amp cleans up real nice. As long as you don't have that volume on the lead channel really cranked a lot, you could do this. Now the volume's on full, and I'm on the back pickup here. About 12 o'clock with the volume on the lead channel. You can hear a lot more gain. If I play, I'll play some of the same riffs. keeping the gain where it is. Here's some single notes. Here's a neck pickup. Now I got the gain cranked to about 75%, so tons and tons of gain. Starting to get a little bit of hiss. You hear the noise a little bit, right? But again, it's not bad. You're gonna have a little bit of noise with these high gain amps. Neck pickup. I have a little delay in the effects loop, okay? Check it out. A couple of repeats. I would have liked to seen from this amp. It would have been nice if it had reverb in it. It also would have been nice if it would have had a boost. But I understand if you wanted to put a reverb circuitry in there, whether tube or tank, I mean, that would have cost extra, obviously, and it would have jacked up the price. Same thing if they would have put the boost circuitry in there. And I assume they're trying to keep it at a certain price point, so that's why those things were left out. It would have been nice if it was in. The only other thing I would say about it is the clean channel for me. I mean, I think it's okay. It's not awesome, to be totally honest. It's not like that incredibly lush clean. The clean sound is good. I don't think it's incredible, but it's good. And to have a good clean channel paired with an amp with this much gain, I think is a winner. Now I switched to a Paul Reed Smith 513 guitar. And be sure and click on the links below. I'll put some stuff in the YouTube description box. Get the free video lesson and my free ebook. Tons and tons of scale diagrams and lead playing, soloing strategies. Check that out. Also, hey, please subscribe to the channel. That really helps us. Leave a comment. And if you like the video, click the like button. Let us know what you want to see coming up. I'm David Taub, nextlevelguitar.com. You're the good people. Thanks so much, and have fun examining gear. And remember, your guitar playing and musical journey is an evolution. Take care.